They had gone from the ruling party to the opposition. Realizing that Machado needed to be prepped up, Ray Chow and Amama were kept close at hand either side of Machado's chair. Chow would hold the leash that kept him fastened to his chair and Amama would play mouthpiece. This he did by pretending to translate any and all of Machado's primate sounds. Machado soon got used to being fastened in a chair thus, especially once he had ceased to try and become seated. Human banana Machado or no Machado, the parliament had become a volatile hunting ground with lot of axes to grind, lots of mud to fling, and lots more would soon hit the fan. Colonel Jaggi had clear battle lines. First up, the economy was in tatters because of poor leadership from the finance ministry. Who ran this ministry? Paul Husky. Secondly, it's so easy to stay out when the kitchen gets too hot, so defecting to the opposition gives you an imprint of the character of Paul Husky, man who, once saddled with responsibility,
Pause.
dealt with it by taking a dive. Ray Chow quickly pointed out that since Paul the Prez's rebuttal to this was to Husky's appointment was done by Colonel Jaggi himself, it was the president who was responsible for this mess. End of page. Mr. Lakshay.
Second page.
Cyrus broach a point where, dear reader, you have done the ham yards, you have been through both frying pan and the fire, thereby proving your mettle and your worth. T most definitely earns you the right to join the story at its real beginning, to join the battle in earnest, so to speak. But before that, those of you who have started reading from this particular page, for those of you who have lost the first part of this book, and for those of you suffering from Parkinson's or any related disease, let me outline our present situation. Paul Husky, half lured by love and half by disgust towards Colonel Jaggi, has defected towards the ball and socket party. Jaggi will now do all he can do to fix Paul Husky and his cronies. Paul Husky now sees Colonel Jaggi as enemy number one, responsible for all evils plaguing society, including both the world wars, dengue fever, gangster war, and the unnecessary implementation of service tax. Jaggi must be brought down and defeated in the next general election, but to do that his reputation should be thoroughly besmeared, and his support, power, and influence eroded. Whilst in the ball and socket war, a dossier that would destroy Paul Husky. Me everything on Paul Husky. Room, plans are afoot. Collage was putting together. Jaggi's words to his advisors were fairly clear. Bring. End of page. Mr. Lakshay.